Hey, horror heads!
Hey guys.
Wow.
What?
You didn't.
Flannel!
Flannel? Well, I mean, you are wearing one.
Yeah.
Hey, horror heads!
Hey everybody.
How you doing?
Really, Jackie? It's really been that long? Oh, it's so good. That's good to hear. Oh, dude. Kyle. Love to hear it, man. Later on, when this gains traction, there's going to be one person named Jackie and one person named Kyle freaking out like, what the fuck?
They just said my name! Actually, we do have a Jackie that listens. Hey, girl, hey! I don't know if we have a Kyle, but we definitely have a Jackie.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Jackie. I'm going to be doing the episode that you asked me to do, which I cannot say because
Mixed company.
Mark and I do not speak upon what we are doing.
And yes, she tried to sneak information out of me earlier.
It didn't work, but I fucking tried.
Uh...
Hey, a girl's gotta try.
Anyway, this is going to be a normal episode where Mom has something and then I have something, and Mom is starting off this one.
Okay, so
Excuse me.
God damn. Did it taste better the second time or the first?
First.
All right. In my best rat voice, this episode is called Dance, Dance, Dance. This is about the dancing plagues.
I think I've heard of this. I actually think I've heard of this one.
Okay. Did you ever want to dance till you die?
Not necessarily, no.
Well, I'm here to tell you, it's happened.
Yes.
And more than once.
Yes.
Shall we begin?
Sure.
Let me set the scene. It's Christmas year. Christmas year.
Christmas ears.
Christmas Eve.
There
Because
you
I'm
go.
reading ahead and I gotta stop doing that.
She's reading while drunk, folks. Remember,
This is my second beer, damn it.
Remember, kids, don't drink and,
Read.
yeah.
It's Christmas Eve in the year 1021.
Well, shit.
I'm gonna completely fuck these names up because they're German.
Oh, boy.
We're in the town of, and I did listen to it earlier, Kobliak,
Okay.
Germany. 18 people decided to go out and dance in front of a church, all willy-nilly and carefree.
Uh-huh.
The headmaster, aka priest, is inside trying to perform mass and can't seem to get it together because he's got his parishioners out there acting a damn fool. I'm sure that's not what he thought. It's just how it's playing out in my fucked up head. Any whorebag. He can't...
Gott in Himmel!
He can't do the mass, and asks them to stop.
There you go.
I tongue-tied myself a lot in this.
I can see.
Because I just had way too much fun with all the puns, and you'll see why.
Oh, God.
He asks them to stop, which they don't. They ignore him and dance with all inhibitions gone, hands in the air with reckless abandon. It's described as holding hands in a ring dance of sin.
Oh.
What the fuck is a ring dance of sin?
I don't know. But I bet they were just like, he's just telling them in German, you guys need to stop dancing. This is devil worship. And they're just looking at him like, we can dance if we want to.
We can leave our cares behind.
Because you don't dance, and if you don't dance, you ain't no friends of mine.
I didn't even think of that one, damn it! Alright, so anyway, they're clapping, chanting, and leaping all around together as if some carefully choreographed performance. So, the pissed off priest...
So this is the world's first flash mob.
Essentially.
Yeah.
The pissed off priest gets what we'd call today a reporter to come and chronologically record what the hell was going on. And then he cursed the dancing queens to continue... Alright. To continue that dance of sin for an entire year.
Oh.
Apparently it worked. Because the following Christmas Eve, they all regained control of their limbs. And they say Catholics and Christians don't practice the witchy stuffs.
Oh, God.
All right, confession time. That part was mainly bullshit. But there have been actual dancing plagues.
Yes.
And mainly bullshit, not all bullshit.
Yes.
That does come up in several of the things that I found, with the priests cursing them, the parishioners dancing outside. I just find the bullshit part being you curse them and they couldn't use, like, part of it I saw was they sunk 3 feet into the mud in that spot.
Because they kept dancing there.
And they were stuck there for that whole entire year. And then, you know, so part of it was bullshit.
Yeah.
So anyway, excuse me. In 1247, in another German town, Erfurt, E-R-F-U-R-T, Erfurt, or Efurt. I'm sorry, guys. I'm partly German, but I can't speak it.
Did I furt or your furt?
I guess they are all Erfurted. All right, so
I'm sorry,
in the town of...
I'm sorry, Aunt Gita. Uncle Eddie.
Yeah, we're sorry, Gita and Eddie.
Eddie, I don't know.
So anyway, in this town, we'll say Efurt.
Yeah.
Was also said to have this plague. About 100 children were said to have suddenly been consumed with this disease and started damping. Fuck my life! Dancing. I know, I gotta slow it down. Dancing and jumping along the road to Arnstadt.
What is Arnstadt?
Another German town.
Oh, I thought it was like they were dancing and jumping along to, like, Arnstadt, which is, like, some obscure German musician or something.
Oh, no. No, another town.
Okay.
Okay.
So from Erfurt to Arnstadt.
Right.
Okay.
So when they got there, they fell exhausted to the ground, and according to an account of an old chronicle, aka report,
yes,
many of them, after they were taken home by their parents, died. And the rest of them remain affected to the end of their lives with, like, a permanent tremor, twitch, tick, whatever you want to call it.
So this just kind of sounds like cases of almost kind of like epilepsy in a way.
Hold that thought.
Oh, okay.
So not long after Erfurt, on June 17th, 1278, it said that 200 people started dancing on a bridge in, I'm going to fuck this all the way up, Utrecht.
Spell it.
Utrecht. Utrecht. Utrecht?
Utrecht.
Okay, that one. We'll go with that. Over the Moselle River in Maastricht. 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 We're going to go with Maastricht.
Yeah, Maastricht.
I guess.
Utrecht and Maastricht.
So, they started dancing on the bridge.
Over the river.
Over the Moselle River. In Maastricht. I guess, like the priest had described as the dancing ring of sin.
Oh, God.
Until it literally collapsed into the river and they all drowned and died. That's 200.
Yeah.
So,
hell of a way to go.
Dozens of medieval authors have recorded stories like this of people literally dancing like that. They had no control until they died. Mm-hmm. Or collapsed.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I wonder if it's the same dance every time.
That I did not see. It's just mainly...
Well, I mean, like, it's not... There's no real way to record that.
Well, the first one in the... partly bullshit was they were, like, joined in hand.
They were doing, like, a maypole dance or something?
Kind of like, the dance of the devil is what I got.
Ring around the rosy.
Like, ring around the rosy. Yes.
That song's about the plague.
It could be.
Yeah.
Didn't even think to look that up.
I mean, no, Ring Around the Rosie is about the bubonic plague.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Which was from Rats, correct?
Yes. Ring Around the Rosie.
Oh, yeah.
Ashes, they all fall down.
Fucking hell. Anyway, shit.
200
people literally
drowned.
dancing like they had no control until they died.
Yes.
Sometimes for days and weeks. They would scream about horrific visions and beg monks and priests to help them and to save their souls.
Yes.
I mean, I can only imagine the mental and physical exhaustion. Shit, man. I walk up the stairs at work and my ass is out of breath. But to my defense, dance, it's like 2 flights of steps combined into one. That's a lot of fucking steps.
Just existing is mental and physical exhaustion.
Sometimes. Now, I couldn't find a whole lot on the ones I've already mentioned because of whatever reason.
Probably because any records of them have deteriorated or...
They didn't get much recording, air bunnies, air testicles, as this next one does.
Oh, boy.
So far, these ones, like I said, have been in Germany.
Yes.
So far. Insert the dancing plague of 1518 in Strasbourg, France.
This might have been the one I heard of.
This is the more popular one. Mm-hmm. The other ones, like maybe you said they didn't...
They didn't record enough of it, or like it's deteriorated.
It just got lost over the years.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, there are police departments nowadays. It's like we destroy records after we've had them for so long.
20 years or some shit like that.
Some of them have been like 7 years.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. Anyway, Strasbourg, France.
So in this plague, we have hundreds of people doing the dance of sin. They danced for days on end, basically nonstop, but I did see in some cases they would rest very briefly and then start again. So I guess like
your body
when you fall out in complete exhaustion and you take like, I don't know, it doesn't say how long they rested.
You recover enough and your body's just like, oh, time to go again.
Yeah.
And you find out it's just that like, I don't know what it's called, but it's like the Brazilian dance where like the guy's sitting in the chair, the girl's got her feet up on his shoulders and just like slamming his head into her ass.
Yes.
It's like that or some weird like
and ow, because ow.
It's like we find out in it later that it's like, oh yeah, they were doing this dance from Brazil and these guys just like
they were getting pussy slammed is basically what it is.
Or it's like some weird like medieval form of like twerking.
But you know what though? In all reality, the different cultures have different dances that we don't know.
Yeah. Or
may not understand. So the pussy clapping dance may be one we just don't understand.
I forget what it's called, but it was literally...
I've seen some videos and they are banging the heads into the coochie region and I can't understand for the life of me how that does not hurt both parties, because I know there have been times where I have fallen off my bike and hit that part on the bike rail and it doesn't feel good.
Like there's one dance I saw recently. It's like, it's somewhere in Africa, I think. But the whole dance, from what I've heard, is supposed to be near impossible to learn, and it takes like
the one where they're like stomping?
Yeah! Yes! Where like their legs are moving, but nothing else is.
That is the coolest dance I have ever seen in my life.
It takes
and they wear these like big headdresses.
Yeah, the elaborate heads.
Their shoulders never move.
Yeah, they're like this, and then they're just like dancing and only their legs. They turn their head like this, and it's like creepy but cool as hell. And it takes like 7 years to perfect the dance.
And it's amazing. I've seen it.
It's mesmerizing.
I've seen a lot of it on the tickety-tocketies.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. I am mesmerized by that, and I will watch that every single time.
Yeah.
So to all of the people that know how to do that from African culture or whatever other culture that may come from, fucking kudos, man. Because I can't even imagine the leg strength that takes.
And they do that shit in flip-flops.
And barefoot and full costume.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine that head thing is light.
No.
I can't imagine. So bravo. Bravo. Anyway, we digress.
Strasbourg, France. Hundreds of people.
Right.
Collapsed.
1518.
Rest. Come back.
1518, 1548. Which one? 1518.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Anyway. Apparently, they do this dance unwillingly and with no control over themselves.
Uh-huh.
So this lasted 2 months, and then it ended just as abruptly as it started. It was known as the St. Vitus dance, or choreomania.
Okay.
Now, while this does sound kind of silly, I need to mention here that some people did actually die from this, so it might sound silly, but it's serious.
Well, I mean, there are people who have vomited and died from laughing too much.
Get the fuck out.
I am not kidding.
All right, well, that might have to be another one. So, this one kicked off from a woman named Frau Trophia. Now, Frau is the French term for Mrs.
Yes.
So,
Frau Farbissina.
Mrs. Trophia kicked this party off when she started dancing in the streets and seemingly couldn't stop.
Ah, just like David Bowie and Mick Jagger.
I do it a lot here. I'm so sorry. I couldn't resist. She kept going until she collapsed from exhaustion. Then she'd get up and dance some more. Oh,
come on, man.
Others hopped on the soul train and began dancing with her. Keep in mind here, we have no DJ bumping hot beats, no choir singing, no band blasting the speakers. They're just out there dancing to nothing, and that's some creepy ass shit. I don't care who you are.
Let them dance to their own beat.
So now, within a week of her starting her tiny dancer moves...
Okay, Elton John!
We have 30 or more people getting jiggy with it.
Okay, well...
Right alongside her dancing in the streets. I'm so sorry. It's easy for the song references with this story. My bad! I'm sorry! I can't help it! Oh, God. These people were dancing so hard and so extensively, they were injuring themselves, and they just couldn't stop. How do you get them to stop? How do you just get them to stop? Insert the city and religious leaders here, because that always goes well.
Oh, yeah. Religious leaders always know what to do.
What was their brilliant idea, you might wonder? More dancing. Like, you can't be serious. You can't be fucking serious right now.
Oh, my God.
They set up halls for the dancers to get their grooves on, musicians for them to play, and professional dancers to help the dancers, well, keep dancing. Brilliant idea. Fucking brilliant.
Well, they basically just built a mausoleum for them.
Essentially, with all the music and extra dancers that they could ask for.
Well, I mean, yeah, like, they're all gonna, they're just like, oh, well, if they're gonna dance around, might as well just let them dance until they die, and they'll already be in a building.
Like, I'm surprised they didn't charge a cover fee for everyone to come in and watch.
I know, right?
So,
oh, you know someone tried. You know damn well someone tried to friggin' P.T. Barnum that shit and be like, open the door into a magical world of dance. 2 pence. Or no. French was the franc. 5 franc.
So, of course, this just made it worse. As now more than 400 people were down with the sickness. I can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
All I can think of right now, especially with how my face is just the thing from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Dun, 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 dun.
I just have Down with the Sickness stuck in my head now. Anyway, now we're getting to early September.
Okay.
So going back, remember I said 2 months, a few months?
Yeah.
I would say probably June, July it started.
Mm-hmm.
The dancing disease just starts to dissipate. It just starts to go away.
From June to September?
June to September.
Holy shit.
And we started with Frau.
Yes.
And then it went to like 30 people. And then it went to like 100 people.
Then it exploded into 400.
And then it exploded into 400 people.
Uh-huh.
Then they stuck them in dance halls with music and more dancers. And
I guess you could say they were in a dance hall days.
They were in a dance off.
Dance hall days.
So, what could have caused this? I mean, that's the real question here, right?
Yeah.
We literally can't fault medicine back then because it was shit.
Oh, God.
Hell, they used to put cocaine in cough syrup.
I mean, literally, it could have been shit at some point.
Right. I mean, but some of these are real humdingers. You know what I mean? So.
Ah, yes. Your wife is having thoughts? Cocaine and a lobotomy will help with that.
Well, they even used to put formaldehyde in medicines. Like cocaine and formaldehyde. For serious?
Yeah. And it was like, what, I want to say like the 20s or something is when they came up with the transorbital lobotomy.
Yes, in your eyeball.
Yeah, where they stick the ice pick.
And you were wide awake.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, a transorbital lobotomy is one of the most gruesome forms of lobotomy that someone could go through. They essentially take an ice pick, stick it through your tear duct into your eye socket and all, tap on it with a hammer to break through your skull, and then just juice up your brain.
Because they thought that the part of your frontal lobe that they were hitting would stop you from having seizures or being mentally
Oh, it would stop you from having a lot of things, all right.
Yeah, it turned you into essentially a vegetable.
Isn't that what happened to one of the Kennedy girls?
I'm not sure.
I have to look that. Continue. I'm going to look it up real quick because I think it was one of the Kennedys.
Some of the explanations for the dancing plague were, here we go.
Oh no.
Demonic possession and overheated blood. Let's break that down real fast. The demonic possession one for starters, okay? An American sociologist, Robert Bartholomew,
excuse me,
posted that he...
Come on.
I don't know what that word is.
Let me see.
Positioned that the answers were adherents of heretical sects, meaning they were from some sort of
outside
demonic cult or
so basically anything
Wiccan cult, anything that wasn't Catholic or Christian.
So basically, you are performing fornication outside of the love of Jesus Christ and our Savior.
Yes, they were basically heathens. They didn't have, or pagans. Back then they were called pagans and heathens.
Yeah.
Anyone who did not believe in God or Jesus Christ.
Quick aside, Rosemary Kennedy. I knew it was a Kennedy. That poor family.
They've been through some shit.
Anyway,
he said heretical sects, not sex as in two people together, sects. Sects.
S-E-C-T.
S. And they were dancing to attract the divine favor of a god or gods.
Huh.
So, either way, they were showing others that their hips don't lie. For the devil. Or for God. Or for the gods. I'm sorry. I'm so fucking sorry. I'm really not, though. Come on, they're good. They're good. All right, so let's just say that's even close to being plausible. I can't think of one single time I've heard of a multiple demonic possession at once. And granted, I'm not even close to being a demonologist, but I just can't see hundreds of people being possessed at one time. And if they were, I see mass orgies or exorcist moments with heads spinning and vomit spewing and not everyone just getting their groove on. You know?
And at that point, all I have is sympathy for the devil.
Yeah, because he gets blamed for everything. Not like I'm a devil worshiper. I'm not. All right, let's get to the overheated blood. I can see that causing spasms and seizures. Not only that, it's kind of like when
Wait, did you just say overheated blood?
Yes, they said overheated blood.
The hell does that mean?
I'm getting to it. It is a condition. I'm getting to it. Not only that, it's kind of like when you're too cold, you get hypothermia.
Yeah, hypothermia. H-Y-P-O.
You fall asleep and you die. You literally freeze to death.
Yes.
Hyperthermia is being... That's what I meant. Is being too hot.
I was going to say it's the exact opposite.
So...
burning to death, essentially.
The symptoms from the inside out.
Yes.
The symptoms of that are blurred vision, dizziness, fast breathing or heart rate, fatigue, headache, lightheadedness or cinoscope, which is fainting, low blood pressure, muscle aches or cramps.
I experience most of those on a daily basis.
So essentially, you'd probably end up passing out and dying from heat exhaustion.
Yeah.
You're not going to take a break and then get up and dance more.
Yeah.
Especially if you can't stop yourself in the first fucking place.
Yeah.
So, let's scratch that too, because that's not plausible to me.
Yeah.
I've also seen, and this one has got to be the best one, bites from tarantulas. Must have been a lot of those furry fuckers all over Germany.
So, I'm not gonna lie. I've heard of a lot of different spiders causing a lot of different reactions through their bites. I think it's a spider in South America where if a guy gets bit by it, he gets a very painful erection for up to 4 hours.
I've seen that, but we're talking about Europe.
No, I'm just saying,
and tarantulas are primarily, if not always, if not in captivity, in desert areas.
What I'm saying is...
I can't see any in France or Germany.
Well, what I'm saying is, I'm not too shocked if it's spider bites, because spider bites cause some weird stuff to happen to you.
They do, but they specifically said tarantulas.
Yeah.
Now, look.
At least it's not fish going up your pee stream.
I've seen that too. I can't even. Like my can't even. So.
It's so odd how I can't even.
My can't even lost its can't even 10 minutes ago. So, investigators in the 20th century suggested that the afflicted might have consumed bread from rye flour that was contaminated with the fungal disease ergot, which is known to produce convulsions. Now, I could see this.
Yeah.
But again, that's got to be a lot of infected flour that all of these same people are eating.
Yeah, well, like you said, it makes sense because if one thing of wheat in a field gets poisoned, the rest of the wheat is going to get poisoned.
All right, so let's go back to the German one.
Yeah.
You've got, and I didn't look, and I should have, to see how close. Well, I mean, these German
how
towns,
far the towns are from each other.
Right. Now, these German towns may not even still be called that. They may be called something else now, because we're talking about a very, very long time ago.
Yeah, like how Czechoslovakia is now Slovakia and the Czech Republic.
Exactly. And I should have looked it up, but I didn't. Now, this one, I would be more inclined to believe.
The poisoned wheat thing.
But how do we know all those people ate the same shit?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, bread was and still is one of the... It's one of the most common things that we eat.
And, yes, I agree with that. But, to me, it's just... Even if one crop was infected with that in one town... Unless it's airborne,
I was gonna say,
and can get to another crop in another town,
or unless that crop is specifically grown to supply multiple areas.
But from Germany to France,
well, that's what I mean. Like, if the German towns were close enough to each other, that one crop could supply enough.
Are they next to each other? I'm terrible with geography.
I don't believe. Sorry about that, folks. Technical difficulties.
I had a phone call.
And it interrupted the recording.
So anyway, like I was saying, I don't know how close France...
Close?
Close. Hello, Clarice.
Hello, Clarice.
Germany and France are, because I'm stupid when it comes to geography.
Germany and France are right next to each other, yeah.
Okay, so maybe that could happen then.
Yeah.
Maybe the crops could have got infected. That could be then. That's a potential...
Yeah, we just don't know where these towns are, so...
Yeah, and like I said, they may be called something different now. We don't know.
Yeah.
All right, so the theory that's most accepted was that of American medical historian John Waller, who put in several papers his reasons for believing that the dancing plague was a form of mass psychogenic disorder.
Okay.
Outbreaks like this can take place under circumstances of extreme stress and generally take form based on local fears. So...
Ah, yes, the fear of dancing.
Well, he gets into it. So he says that the fear of such diseases like smallpox, syphilis, and any other one that might have been rampant at that time.
Gotta dance the gonosyphilis away.
Could have been the overwhelming stressors affecting residents of Strasbourg. He also said that, there was a local belief that those who failed to listen, here we go, with the religious shit.
Oh, of course.
That those who failed to listen to Saint Vitus, patron saint of epileptics and dancers...
I mean, they both be shaking and grooving, so...
would be cursed by being forced to dance. How do you have a patron saint of epilepsy? Somebody fucking explain this to me.
Like I said, both of them are shaking and grooving. I'm allowed to make these jokes.
Yes, you are, because you do have a form of epilepsy. But anyway, I digress. So anyway, what do I think? Fucked if I know. But it kind of reminds me of the Pied Piper nursery rhyme.
Oh yeah, where he pulled all the rats out of
And the children.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Made the children dance away from their village.
And Jim had them jump off a bridge to their death.
Because remember, in one of the stories, the children left their village. Mm-hmm. So, maybe they were the only ones who heard his music and it was kind of a curse.
Yeah.
I mean, Stranger things have happened, I guess, but...
5 times now.
You got me.
Thank you.
You got me. But I mean, it's interesting. Now, I did recently listen to a podcast. I can't remember what it was called now.
Horror culturally, you should keep listening. Anyway.
But there was like a story. It was a fact/fiction story based on this.
Like a dramatization of it.
Right. But I think there might be some merit to it. Something like this happened in Dallas, Texas.
Of course.
So, I definitely want to research that more to see if it was all strictly fiction. And I cannot remember the name of the damn podcast now.
Fuck. Yeah, I'm sure if you go on Spotify, you'll...
It's on Spotify.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you go on Spotify, you can see what you listened to recently. Also, speaking of Spotify, if you're not listening to us on Spotify, you can listen to us on Spotify.
Also, we are on Apple Music. So, you can listen to us there, too.
We're basically everywhere now. Yay!
Well, not everywhere, but 2 big giant platforms.
So basically everywhere.
I can't seem to figure out the little fuckers. I'm going to get to it, though. But anyway, guys, that was this episode.
That was not this episode. That was this half of this episode.
Balls.
I'm
so tired.
We get interrupted and she thinks she has the
exactly.
whole
We
episode.
get my sister-in-law calls me and I think we're done. Fuck. All right. Well, here we go. Stay tuned for your commercial break.
2, 1.
Welcome back.
Hey.
My dumb ass thought that was the end of the episode. Surprise!
Yeah, my turn. Okay, so this one's kind of like it's like a 2-parter in its own right because I talk about 2 separate things, but they are connected.
Okay.
So,
and all at once.
Yes.
Okay.
So, the Kushtaka.
God bless you.
Yes. The Kushtaka, which translates to Land Otterman, is a shape-shifting cryptid found in the folklore of the, and I'm going to butcher this name, Tlingit tribe? Tlingit. Tlingit.
From?
The Pacific Northwest coast.
Okay.
So you're talking about, let's see, it's what? I forget, is Oregon on top or is Washington on top?
You're asking the wrong person.
I think Washington State is above Oregon. So you're talking about, like, Washington State and Alaska. So, although they're shapeshifters, most legends have them assume the... I'm sorry.
My bad. My bad.
Although they're
My bad.
Could you stop?
I didn't fart. I mean, come on.
Yet. Anyway, although they're shapeshifters, most legends have them assume... Any other gas you want to get out of you?
No.
Okay. Most legends have them assume the form of an otter or an otter-like creature.
But otters are so cute. They've got opposable thumbs.
The Kushtaka's behavior varies between legends, ranging from being helpful to being tricky or being downright ruthless.
Otters can be nasty in the wild.
Some stories have them tricking Tlingit sailors to their death. I am butchering that name. I feel like it's probably...
Is that like a indigenous tribe?
Yeah. It's probably pronounced like Klingit or something like that.
I don't speak that language.
So yeah, anyway. The T tribe. I'll just call them the T tribe. Some stories have them tricking T tribe sailors to their deaths. Others have them saving those lost people from freezing to death. And
I'm gonna guess it's some sort of Inuit tribe.
Maybe. Where was I? Oh, many stories involve the Kushtaka saving people by distracting them with illusions as they transform them into more Kushtaka to help them survive the winter. But, you know, most likely stuck as Kushtaka.
There's that.
There have even been accounts of them mimicking the cries of women and children to lure people to their rivers so they can kill them or horribly maim them.
Excuse me.
Now, knowing all that...
Children?
Yes.
Why they gotta do that to the babies?
Anyway, knowing that, I'm going to shift gears to the bulk of this, which is the Alaskan Triangle.
There's an Alaska Triangle?
Yes.
Not to be confused with...
the Bermuda Triangle. But, in a sense, to be kind of confused with the Bermuda Triangle because apparently it functions similarly.
Okay, so...
So, the
Did not realize there was more than one... Isn't there one of... Never mind.
Anyway, The triangle is a section of Alaska that connects Anchorage to Juneau to Barrow, which I did have a picture, but I guess I forgot to put it up. So you got like you got Anchorage, which is like down here. So like down here.
Uh-huh.
Juneau, which is I think this way, and then Barrow, which is up here. So you have that whole triangular.
Okay. Yep, that's a triangle.
Let's see, triangle. Let's see if I can find the picture I was looking at. But yeah. Oh, here's the picture I saw. So yeah. That's the Alaska Triangle right there. It covers a big area.
Sure does.
And Alaska is a big state, so... Anyway. It's said to basically be like the Bermuda Triangle where weird things happen. People disappear, planes disappear out of thin air.
So, like the Bermuda Triangle.
You know, you get the point.
But wait, that's over land, right?
Yes, this is the wilderness.
So there's no boats.
No boats.
That's the difference.
Not like commercial boats. But you'll still have like...
Fishing boats.
Police boats.
What are you doing? Fishing?
What are you guys doing? We're going fishing. But like commercial, like fishing boats, police boats, stuff like that. Now,
because there's like little rivers and channels and shit. Okay.
This chunk of untamed Mother Nature gained a ton of attention back in October of 1972. You good?
Tastes a little skunky.
Yeah.
Smells a little skunky.
So back in October 1972, a small private plane just out of thin air.
And they travel by plane
a lot
there because it's so remote.
Yes. So just gone.
Poof,
and
like a fart in the wind.
In that plane were Alaskan politicians.
Oh.
Such as the House Majority Leader Hale Boggs, Congressman Nick Begich.
When was this?
1972.
So really not 50 years ago.
Yeah, not too far back.
Yeah, 50 years ago.
A person named Russell Brown, which I think was one of their aides, and the pilot Don Jones, or Don Johns. It's Jonz. I think Jones because of Martian Manhunter. John Jones.
Yeah.
So for over a month, they had nearly 100 aircraft and boats, both civilian and military, mind you, search 32,000 square miles of wilderness to find these people.
And found nothing.
Over a month! They were looking for these politicians. The plane, the men...
Why were so many politicians on one aircraft?
They were probably going to... They didn't explain, but it was probably for some kind of, political thing. The plane, the men, were never found, nor was there any wreckage or debris found at all. No trace.
Shut the fuck up.
No trace whatsoever.
Not even a headlight.
Nothing. After that, it goes downhill real bad.
Oh, shit.
More planes, hikers, tourists, and residents were disappearing in the Alaskan Triangle. Since 1988, and the article I got some of this information from was only written out like maybe 2020, so you're talking 2-3 years ago.
Right.
So since 1988, this number is going to upset you a bit. Over 16,000 people have vanished in the Alaska Triangle. 16,000 people.
All right, so I have a question.
Sure.
There's a show.
Uh-huh.
The name is escaping me.
Uh-huh.
But it's about Alaska. Is it Alaska the Last Frontier?
I think so.
Where there's certain providences, is that what they call them up there?
I don't know.
That are owned by, like, you could only live on these properties for 3 generations. So...
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Talking
yeah,
about?
I know what you're talking about.
Is that in that area?
It might be. I don't know.
Because that's a lot of area.
Like I said, 32,000 square miles. And, if I remember correctly, that idea of that they can only stay on that property...
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because I think they did something similar with Centralia, too.
Heather and I were just talking about that today.
Yeah. But anyway, over 16,000 people have vanished in the Alaska Triangle. Any given year, 500 to 2,000 folks go missing in Alaska and never be seen again. Now, that's any year. Like, you pick a year, somewhere between 500 and 2,000 people have gone missing in Alaska. And people will try to explain these disappearances with stuff like severe weather, which is the most common.
Yeah, but you would still find remains.
Exactly. Aliens, because we're people and we're dumb.
And there's aliens.
Yeah, but why? I mean, I guess I can understand why Alaska, but why Alaska? Swirling energy vortexes, which I actually had to do a separate search to see what they meant by that, because I had that in quotes. So, what do you mean by swirling energy vortexes?
Explain, because I'm not quite sure.
So, the way that they explain it is that there are two different kinds of energy vortexes. One that spins upward in a clockwise motion, and it produces positive energy. People go to the spots like that. People head for spots that have a positive energy vortex, and they will feel like, inspired. They will feel healthier. It's basically good things happen when you go to those places. Now, on the flip side, you have counterclockwise vortexes going down, which is the negative ones.
Makes you feel like your energy is being drained.
Yes, and your energy's going down. Your mood is being disrupted.
I can see that.
So that's what they're also partially blaming.
Please don't let this one be skunked.
The disappearances on.
No, this one smells good.
And even there have been many reports of our new friend the Kushtaka being the reason that they're disappearing.
Okay.
So, most officials will just blame it on the wilderness itself, but we'll never know for sure until someone goes into the Alaskan Triangle and is lucky enough to come back out alive. If at all.
Are we talking about groups of people, singular people? I mean, minus the airplane.
All sorts. People going out to hike in the wilderness, gone. People going out in tour groups, gone.
This reminds me of that forest in Japan.
Oh, Aokigahara?
Yeah.
The suicide forest?
Except for they find those people.
Oh, yeah. Whether they want to or not.
Yeah.
But, so,
that Paul boy went there.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Nope.
He single-handedly almost ruined our relationship with Japan with that.
What a douche.
Yeah. He got caught with a scam recently.
Now, which one was that? Logan or Jake?
Which one was the one that was in WWE?
Which one is the older one?
It's the blonde one.
They're both blonde.
I don't know what the other ones look like.
They look alike.
Fuck. The more famous one. Logan, I think.
I think Logan is the one that went...
Yeah, go ask him real quick.
Big Daddy!
1 second, folks.
Was in WWE? Logan?
I don't know how to tell Logan or Jake Paul apart.
Well, I think it's...
No, Jake Paul is the boxer!
So it was Logan.
So yes, it was Logan Paul. He got caught with a scam recently. You guys can do your own research on that. That's not what this is about.
Yeah, we ain't giving them any credit.
But
although Logan is a good wrestler, I will say that.
Surprisingly enough, I like the one commentator that also wrestled and put out two really good matches.
Corey,
the one that was like a pro football player before.
Oh, McAfee, Pat McAfee.
Yes, Pat McAfee. Yeah,
McAfee. That's it.
But
McAfee.
McAfee. But anyway, some of the stuff that I read about it, like they'll say that like because it's such uncharted territory, like that area could be full of like hidden caves, deep ravines, canyons, stuff like that, and because of how much snow happens up there. Things could be falling into those caves, into those ravines, into those canyons.
And being covered with
and being
snow.
Completely buried in snow. And that's why no one's ever found anything. And especially with human remains.
Maybe there's woolly mammoths there.
You never know. But the thing is, like with how cold Alaska is, you would think you'd still find human remains because those things are basically... The human remains are frozen there.
And bones don't disintegrate.
No, you can burn them, but that's about it.
But look, we know just from having your brother's remains. There's bone fragments in
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Not, it doesn't all...
They're still gonna fight, but like it's the fact that like it's so cold up there.
But a frozen body, and Alaska isn't always cold.
No, but it's generally cold. And even then, it's still slowing down the decomposition of bodies to the point where, like, if someone dies out in the wilderness, you could find a near perfect corpse probably like 3 months later in still good enough condition to identify who it is, without having to go through like dental records and shit.
Yeah.
Like, they'd still have fingerprints and other kinds of prints that are good enough to identify them if their face isn't messed up by wolves or anything.
True. I mean, you do have to worry about the predators.
And that was the other thing. Like,
you've got black bears. You
got
grizzly bears.
I was gonna say, you got different bears. You got wolves. I'm sure there's some kind of coyote up there. Snow leopards.
Snow leopards. What about... I don't think there's polar bears. They're more in the Antarctic.
No, polar bears are way up north, like way more north in Canada.
But you've definitely got the two bears. You've got the big cats.
Yeah.
You've got wolves for sure.
Moose.
Moose
are huge.
They won't eat you, but they will stomp the shithole out of you.
So, I always thought moose were like roughly the size of deer for the longest time. No, they are huge.
They're like 7 foot tall.
They are tall. They're as tall as, like, they're taller than most normal cars. You can drive between the legs of a moose.
Yes.
I never realized how big moose...
ginormous.
I never realized how big moose were until recently.
Yeah, they're pretty fun. And they're nasty.
Oh, yeah, they're horrifying.
God, don't catch one. Don't catch a mama with her calf, and don't catch 2 males in rutting season.
You know what the most disturbing thing about moose to me is? That their antlers shed.
Did you see that video on the Tickety Talks? Where the moose was standing... Warren showed it to me. The moose was standing... The people caught it on their camera. The moose was standing in their driveway... And he was just standing there, and I'm like, is this video
I think I know what you're talking about.
And it went and shook its head, and its antlers fell off.
Yep.
And I was like, the fuck?
Yeah, because then, it's like, their antlers
What kind of sorcery is that?
Yeah, like, the antlers are, like, furry.
And they're, like, 8 feet wide.
Yeah, and when they shake it off, it's like a skin almost just, like, falls off their antlers.
Yep.
And it looks like a skin body when that shit falls off.
Yes.
Like, ugh.
Because it's not just the fur, it's the whole antler.
Yeah. And
it's not like a deer. When a deer sheds, they like have to rub it on trees.
Yeah, to scrape it off, basically.
And then their antlers fall off, and then they grow.
But nah, moose are just like,
they just shake their fucking head, and shit goes. It's like, shake it off, shake it off.
Oh God. But yeah, my point being, like, the fact that they haven't found any trace of anybody over the past 50 years in any condition, it's mind-boggling, because it's just like, it makes you wonder, like, are predators finding these bodies before we are, or are aliens, like, hiding the bodies? Are they just being buried under, like, miles of snow?
Is there a door to another dimension?
Is it the Kushtaka? Like, it's so mind-blowing.
It kind of reminds me of Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah.
But in Alaska.
That's kind of what it comes out to, really. And it's just so wild that...
Like, I would love to do an episode on Skinwalker Ranch, but that would be like a 10-parter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot that goes on at Skinwalker Ranch.
A lot.
But yeah, it's like, when I found out about this, I was like, there's another triangle?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. It really is.
And it makes me wonder.
I never knew. I always... Nobody ever hears of the Alaska Triangle.
Yeah, we always hear the Bermuda Triangle, because that's the one that's most famous, because, Amelia Earhart disappeared in there. A bunch of other people disappeared in there. It's just weird.
And they're still, to this day, finding shit and...
Yeah!
That's been there and been missing.
Oh, yeah!
Like ghost ships.
Yes. And it's just like, there's the Bermuda Triangle.
People might laugh when I say ghost ships, but guess what? They're still finding them.
Yep. So you have like the Bermuda Triangle, you have the Alaska Triangle. It makes you wonder how many other triangles there are.
I thought there was one over in Europe somewhere, but I might be talking shit.
But, yeah, I thought it was really interesting, and the fact that it was able to, like, learn about the Kushtaka at the same time. It's just like, well, because I was originally looking up the Alaskan Triangle, and they're like, it could be the Kushtaka. I'm like, the fuck is a Kushtaka?
Yeah, when you said that, I'm like, here we go again with the Japanese stuff.
Nope.
Can't we have some American shit?
You
Nothing
got
against
your
the
American
Japanese, but we do live in the United States, and sometimes it would be nice just to have some United States.
Hey, I know about American stuff like the Mothman and the Ogo Pogo and
The Not a Deer.
the Not a Deer.
Yes, look that up.
Not a deer.
Anyway, guys.
Anyway, that was my section of this episode, and yeah, just like every other time, if you have extra information you would like to let us know about, send us an email at horrorcultural@gmail.com. Hit us up on social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
That's it.
I was gonna say, did I miss one?
No, we don't have anything else yet. I'm thinking.
We also have our own website. It's just horrorcultural.com.
horrorcultural.com.
We teased the idea of using polls recently. We found out that it worked pretty well, so we're going to be doing polls more, not more often, but more to gauge interest and see what you guys want us to talk about.
You can send us your own spoopy stories.
Yeah.
Do you have a spoopy story you want to share?
Eventually,
Ghost, alien, whatever.
Eventually,
Have you met a serial killer? Do you know that the average person passes 35 serial killers in their life and they never know it?
My
fact.
aunt's husband apparently went to school with which one was it? It was like a big name serial killer.
You'll have to ask Aunt Franny.
I'm gonna ask her real quick, but like I can't remember. It was like I want to say it was either Dahmer or.
Well, he did live in Philly for a while.
Well, no, because her husband's from Ohio.
Oh.
So I'm trying to remember which one was from Ohio, because it was either Dahmer or maybe... No, because...
I think Dahmer...
Where was Dahmer at?
Anyway, guys, while he does that, I just want to take a moment to say, like Mark said, follow us on all the socials. You can email us at horrorcultural, one word, @gmail.com. Give us any of your good stories that you might have. But also, I always like to take the time to say, if you or anyone you know is struggling with any type of mental health illness, please seek help. There's help out there. Don't be afraid. The stigma on mental health is absolutely ridiculous, and there should not be a stigma at all. Also, if you or someone you know is struggling with a drug addiction, there is help out there. Please get help. And if you feel like there is no one you can talk to, please email us. We will answer you. We are here for you. And with that being said, we love you and thank you for listening to Horror Culture, where
we grow love for all things spooky and macabre. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks, guys. We love you. Bye. Oh, give us a 5-star rating and share us with your friends. It really helps a lot. Bye.
See you.